Hello and welcome to History of Dragon Ball. Today we are carrying on with our Dragon Ball recap series. Okay, now very quickly before we get into this video, you may be able to hear my voice has gone a bit, so it may sound a little bit different in this video, but I didn't want to miss an upload, so I hope you can put up with it. But anyway, let's get on to the video. Last week we began our series with looking at the recap for where it all began, the Emperor Pilaf Saga of Dragon Ball. So today we will carry on from where we left off, and continue this time with the Tournament Saga. So there is no point wasting any time and let's jump back into the life of our favourite boy with a tail, Goku. We start it all off with Goku arriving back to the small island where sits a small house called Kame House. Goku asks Master Roshi to train him, but initially he refuses to do it as it has been far too long since he had had any students to teach. However, Master Roshi could have his mind changed if Goku can find him a girl, so Goku agrees. The first girl he brings is on the larger side, with the next one being a mermaid, so no luck so far. That is where his future best friend arrives, none other than Krillin. Krillin had come to find Master Roshi with the wish of being trained under him as well, even bringing some dirty magazines to get him to say yes. But still, Roshi will only do so if they can find him a girl, so now the two fly off on Nimbus together to find him one. Or at least, Goku flies on the Nimbus and Krillin holds on, as Krillin could not ride it himself. The two boys end up finding an unusual woman named Launch, who, with a simple sneeze, goes from an angry blonde-haired criminal to a shy blue-haired girl. But this means that they have completed their mission, and so Master Roshi agrees to start training them. However, it is a little unconventional. They are woken up at 4 AM every morning for milk deliveries. They even had to climb hundreds of stairs in order to get to the monk's house, and this is in fact where they learn about the World Martial Arts Tournament. They have to plow a farmer's field without the use of hose, complete construction work, attempt to move a large boulder that actually, when Goku can move, Master Roshi suddenly decides it's a larger boulder again. They must swim in a shark-infested lake and even withstand being attacked by dozens of bees. And this was just day one. They will now have to do this every day, but also with 20-pound turtle shells that they must wear on their backs while doing so. At least at the end of each day though, the boys do get a dinner made by Launch, so that is definitely motivation for Goku. This training continues for 8 months, where it becomes easier and easier over time, even being able to move the previously immovable giant boulder 1 month before the tournament starts. And so, for this last month, Master Roshi doubles the weight of the shells on their backs. And once this final month has passed, the two boys become amazed at just how high they can now jump when they take them off. So, with pure excitement, they set off for the World Martial Arts Tournament. Now, once at the tournament, their first task is to progress through the preliminary rounds. Goku is drawn against a large Russian fighter and Krillin against the monk that used to bully him when he was at the Orange Temple. Goku wins his fight with utmost ease, and Krillin disposes of his bully with one sharp kick in the stomach too. In their second matches, Krillin wins via forfeit after his opponent gets scared, and Goku continues to win with ease. The two then meet Yamcha here too, with all 3 of them making it into the final top 8. And the first round of these matches are as follows. Match 1, Krillin versus Bacteria. Match 2, Yamcha versus Jackie Chun, who is in fact Master Roshi in disguise. Match 3 is Nam versus Ranfan, and match 4 is Goku versus Gira. And we learn here that the winner will receive 500,000 Zen. And now we move on to match 1, Krillin versus Bacterian. Bacterian uses dirty tactics to try and win this, like making Krillin smell his disgusting breath, burping in his face, or even trying to touch him inappropriately. And this gets to the point where Krillin actually goes down with the announcer starting to count. Bacterian even farts on Krillin here just to keep him down. However, Goku shouts to Krillin to remind him he does not have a nose, so he can't smell any of it. And this gives Krillin new confidence, and then he takes the attack to him, defeating Bacterian with one good solid kick. And then Krillin also farts in his face in return. After this, the guys try and find Master Roshi to celebrate, but they cannot find it. And conveniently, Jackie Chun versus Yamcha gets announced. Now here, Yamcha tries but fails to land any strikes on Jackie Chun, even failing with his signature Wolfang Fist. This stuns Yamcha, who is then sent flying out of the ring by a gust of wind created by Jackie's arms. Everyone is stunned, and Krillin is not thrilled to have to face Jackie Chun next. But before that round, we go on to match 3, which is Nam versus Ranfan. And this is where we discover Master Roshi can read minds, revealing Nam wants to win the tournament so that he can use the money to bring water to his village. Ranfan tries to use her femininity to get one up on Nam, but realizing that it is just trickery, Nam manages to resist. And this is when Ranfan takes off all her clothes down to her underwear, but Nam managed to basically just dodge her sneak attack and knock her out cold. And this move by Ranfan here convinces Yamcha that Jackie Chun is indeed Master Roshi, due to his reaction. But now we move on to match 4, and Goku's first of the final. He actually nearly misses this match due to falling asleep, but is woken up just in time. But now, Goku gets distracted at the very beginning and gets kicked straight into the arena wall, but to everyone's shock, he gets back up quite quickly. Goku attempts to then throw Giran by his tail, but Giran can fly back in, and then he traps Goku with his merry-go-round gum move. Goku is trapped and thrown out. However, before he touches the floor, Goku calls the flying Nimbus to save him. It is contentious, but it is decided that Goku was allowed to use this trick just that once. And, also here out of nowhere, Goku's tail suddenly grows back, meaning that he can dodge Giran's punch, even saying that he feels much stronger with his tail back. At this point, Giran is stunned and quickly gives up without another punch thrown, out of fear of what Goku is. So that means, although Yamcha was knocked out, Goku and Krillin have moved on to the next round, and they get interviewed where we discover that Master Roshi is actually considered the god of martial arts. And we also figure out that Goku is only 12, not the 14 years old that he believed he was. But now, back to the fighting for Jackie Chun versus Krillin. Krillin starts strong, but Jackie can dodge anything he throws at him, and even blocks his last attempt. He is impressed Krillin is making him work, but still knocks Krillin flying with one good punch. The two face off again, clashing once more. When they both land, it takes a moment, but Krillin falls, only getting up after the count got to 8. The announcer asked them what even happened, as no one except Goku appeared to see what happened. So Krillin and Jackie walk everyone through the sequence that included several strikes and even a game of rock, paper, scissors. Once the fight starts again, Krillin tries a new trick, throwing a pair of pants at Jackie's feet. This works as it distracts Jackie, and Krillin manages to land a powerful kick. The only way for him to stay in this match is to fire a Kamehameha wave to launch him back inside of the ring. Jackie now decides he has to take this match more seriously, dodging the next few strikes, and then chopping both sides of Krillin's neck to knock him out for the 10. After this match, Yamcha tries to prove Jackie is Roshi by trying to pull off his wig, but this fails. Jackie is even wearing cologne now to disguise his smell from Goku, as Goku is considered to have a very strong nose. But before it goes any further, Goku and Nam are called for their match. The two start the match with closely fought kicks and punches, both nearly knocking each other out of the ring. Goku's fast spinning attack nearly works, but he gets too dizzy before being able to push Nam out, so this fails as well. Nam counters with his own attack, the cross-armed dive, which Goku cannot recover in time from to dodge. Nam claims this move will keep Goku asleep for 10 days, but before the 10 count is called, Goku rises. Nam tries the same move again, but Goku kicks him in the chest, sending him out of the arena and setting up the match in the final with Jackie Chun. Before the final, Jackie Chun gives Nam a capsule of water to take back to his village, revealing to him that he is in fact Master Roshi in disguise, and that he can see into the hearts of others, and sees that Nam's is good. Roshi explains how he entered the tournament himself to test Goku and Krillin, and then for this capsule of water, Nam repays the favour by disguising himself as Roshi to distract Yamcha from his constant badgering. But now that that is done, it is time for the final. Goku versus Jackie Chun. The battle begins with Jackie trying to end it quickly with a strike into the square of Goku's back, but Goku uses his tail as a propeller to bring himself back into the arena. Jackie begins to charge a Kamehameha wave, declaring not just anyone can perform this move. But as Jackie fires his, so does Goku, causing a power beam struggle that ends up sending both competitors back, but both can continue. The two continue to fight, with Goku even beginning to gain the upper hand on his master. But Jackie brings out the drunken boxing technique, which gains him back the upper hand. Just as Goku nearly passes out, he begins to use his own technique, the crazy monkey technique, to regain control. Jackie retaliates with another technique, and this one being the sleepy boy technique, to send Goku to sleep. Just as Goku is about to be counted out, Bulma yells, "It's dinner time!" which causes Goku to spring straight up. Jackie feels he now has no choice but to use a move he has only used on one other human before, Grandpa Gohan. This technique is the Thunder Shock Surprise, a move that sends 20,000 volts of electricity into its victim. As Goku is about to give up, his eyes fix onto the moon. His eyes turn red, and he transforms here into a great ape. Despite Yamcha trying to stop him, Jackie Chun powers up to perform a max power Kamehameha, which, once it was fired and the smoke clears, left no sign of a great ape or Goku. However, Goku did survive, as Jackie reveals he shot the beam at the moon, not at Goku. Yet again though, Goku does not stay down for 10, but is told to put on some clothes before they can continue. Now back in the fight, Jackie is too tired to fire another Kamehameha wave, but Goku, albeit just barely, manages to fire his own. Jackie dodges it, but this gives Goku the opening to kick him out of the arena. This appears to mean Goku has won, but Jackie has somehow managed to not touch the floor with a small stone saving. The two fighters have one move left in them, and they both jump and kick each other, with both of them being counted out for 10. As there could be no draws, it is declared the winner will be the first one to stand up and say, "Yep, I've won it," with a smile on their face. Goku nearly manages this first, but collapses before he can complete the sentence. So Jackie then manages to lift himself up slowly and remains that way a bit before he finally announces the phrase, thus he is declared as the world champion. Jackie accepts his winnings before quickly changing out of his disguise and reunited with the boys. Master Roshi says he was simply watching everyone from the back and went to the bathroom when it finished. He then takes everyone to dinner as a reward for their great fights, but because Goku eats so much, or 57 full course meals to be precise, Roshi ends up spending nearly all of his prize money just on this food. Now that the tournament is over, Goku says his next plan is to go and find his grandpa's Dragonball, with Krillin deciding to stay with Master Roshi and Launch, much to Master Roshi's disappointment at not being able to be alone with Launch. And Yamcha, Bulma, Oolong and Puar decide to go back to West City, but not before Bulma gives Goku the Dragon Radar. And so, Goku takes off on his flying Nimbus to begin his search, and that brings us to the end of the Tournament Saga of Dragon. So, now that we are at the end of the video, I would ask you all, if you are enjoying the content here and enjoying this series specifically, then please subscribe to the channel and even share the video if you would like to. And I will leave you now with a massive thank you if you have managed to reach the end of this video here with me today, and I will see you next time on History of Dragon Ball.